Libra, welcome to your Celtic Cross reading. I hope you're well. I hope you are fabulous. Let's jump on into it. What's going on, please, for the Libra collective? Show me Libra. What's going on for Libra, please? Show me Libra. Show me Libra, please. Like always. These are general or collective readings, which is to say it may or may not resonate. Most people are somewhere in between, where it resonates a little bit, but not completely. That's normal. It's not a one-to-one, right? But if it does not resonate at all, which that does happen, check your other placements. There you go. If at any time you feel yourself becoming increasingly frustrated or irritated because the message doesn't fit you, pause it, watch it later, don't watch it at all, okay? I don't want you to get upset because it's not fitting. Like I said, they don't always do, all right? However, if something is vibrating with you in terms of a seed, even if it is a frustrating message, I would challenge you to watch, see if it helps you, okay? Okay, King of Wands, not bad. It's like I'm a passionate person, Christina, but I don't want it to get out of hand. Okay. What's hovering the moon? Oh, you got some secrets, don't we all? Interesting divine balance here, divinity. What's above you, the moon? What's below you, the sun? Do you have enough power energy in here today? Libra's like, no. I'm trying to work something out. Four Swords is before you is healing. What is exiting from you? A sense of the Hierophant, a spiritual self that no longer fits you, the agenda no longer fits you, or a commitment no longer fits you. And that's okay. And I'm saying that because I can tell you right now in your baseline, what is meant to be is meant to be. There is a divine balance here about what is correct and not correct, what is serving and not serving. And if we must cross our yin and our yangs, that's something we must be willing to do in terms of understanding ourselves, what's right for us and what's wrong for us and so forth. But let me keep putting your baseline down. Your strengths is that you are willing to open up your heart at Knight of Cups in some way, be vulnerable, be expressive, express yourself in some way in matters of the heart. Environment, the world, yes, as we discussed, things are changing, okay? Hopes and fears that there will be a long drawn-out battle or that you are just exhausted by this thing that will never end or fully cycle out. It will get there. Outcome, death, it's done. Something's done. Like I said, I'm not going to argue with it. As soon as I saw these, I'm like, I'm not... No. I knew whatever it is that's meant to be is meant to be at this point, given those two placements alone. So we want to rise by our sun and sleep by our moon, not the other way around. So I know that's it sounds like a bunch of hocus pocus. It's something I'm very, very used to. It's not very common in the tarot community, that I've been doing this a long time. So it's not easy. This is not going to be an easy pathway. It's merging, or rather it's emerging. It's unfolding now as we speak. You will go through a period of rest, and in time you will know what to do. But yes, an outcome is inevitable, and it's also the correct one. Okay? Alright. Let's get kicking. Show me that King of Wands, please. Right there at the bottom, too, of that deck. Interesting. Caught my attention. King of Wands. Okay. Oh, boy. I wouldn't, honey, I really honestly, sometimes I'll be like, I have a feeling I'm going to get pulled in this direction today. Okay, fine. And there's other times I did not expect to get pulled in that particular direction. Aquarius, this was so fiercely independent, that I couldn't get a gauge on it in terms of feeling, so they kept pulling me in one direction. And then Gemini was Gemini. And then you're like, well, this is Libra now, so... Wow. King of Wands, show me that King of Wands, please. Woo! Show me that, the determination, the passion, the something challenging you, the devil. That's a fairly large obstacle. Page of Cups, the Empress, Judgment. Okay. You have been trying to keep your heart open towards yourself, your best direction, your best intentions, your best energy. You are actually excited about you in some fundamental way that's very far-reaching in terms of a concept, in terms of an idea, in terms of the ultimate sense of self, of power, self-fulfillment. You have a calling in you to be self-propelled outwards, to reach a new level of something, the highest of your heights, the most productive of your most productive self. Okay. You have a calling in you to be so much more, or to push yourself so much more, or to acquire so much more, or to do so much more, or to be so much more, or to see so, you see what I'm saying? It's all in there. You want so strongly to be the best of who you are. You desire it. It's a drive. You feel that there's a calling in you that pulls you outward to something so much more. You want to be your highest self. You want to be your best self. It's all here. Big picture concepts, Judgment, Page of Cups, but to the Empress, one of your power cards. You also might have some damn strong Taurus in your chart. We got lots of folks here today. Actually, that may or may not be true. This is more about the energy, not the placements, but just for due diligence. You're here, Taurus is here, Capricorn, Sun, Leo, Pisces, Scorpio. A little bit of everybody's rolled up in this. It doesn't really matter. It's about the energy behind it, but if that helps you, it helps you. You really have a strong sense of higher calling. I don't know what that is, but to you, you want to live to the highest degree of your potential. You don't want that to be baloney. You really want to know what your highest good is, your greater good is, what the purpose is for you in life, and that way you can fulfill it. You have a very strong calling in you, and you want to meet that calling. If something crosses you, and it's rather a substantial something, devil, it could be many things. Fear holds you back. A sense of I am bound to this in some way might be holding you back. It could be a direct oppositional energy. I don't know. Show me that devil, please. Show me that devil, please. That's quite the challenge. It's that feeling, it's that thing that feels like it keeps you from being you. To step into your highest power, your highest form. Show me that devil, please. Nine of Cups, wish fulfillment, Knights of Pentacles, the stars. I think you're afraid to reach for the stars. I do. I think it's been very hard for you to find what it is you're meant to do for yourself down the long term, down the greater scheme of things. Self-fulfilling prophecy, but because it's self-fulfilling desires. You want so much. You want to feel so much. You want to love so much. You want to be loved so much. You have such a huge desire in you. The stars, the hopes, the forever after. Nine of Cups, this is self-fulfillment based on I know what I want. I know that I love me. I have a vision in me. I have a boldness in my energy. I have a boldness in my sense of direction in this life. And I see you connecting to something that you feel is not serving this plan, or it hasn't been for a long time, or it never was and you're just now seeing it or feeling it. It's kind of like I always had so much more in me than this. And for whatever reason, you're just now discovering it. You're feeling it strongly. And you feel prohibited from it simultaneously. A lot of fear in you about what to do to make your dreams real, to make your sense of self-fulfillment real, to love yourself more, to fulfill yourself more. You feel grossly challenged in doing those very things. You are very compelled to do them, and you feel challenged by it simultaneously. A lot of that's fear from you, keeping yourself from the best of you. But you also feel attached to something that is holding you back from this, too. There's a lot going on in here today. Some of it is internal resistance, you keeping yourself from your highest good. And you also feel obligated to something outside of you that you said is not helping you fulfill your highest good, or it hasn't in a long time. You say it's one of the things that holds you back, when really it's you allowing it to. So there's nothing anybody can do to you that you don't give permission to. This is, of course, exempting things such as abuse. Don't even get me started on that. I shouldn't even have to explain it. And I'm talking about there's the kind of permission that you give someone else to you give them power. By saying, well, if it weren't for you, I could have done X, Y, Z. No, that's the power you're giving someone else. You are trying to grow inside of yourself in such a way that says, I need permission from no one but me. And I very much applaud that kind of growth. That is true self-empowerment. What is right and best for me? You have shown me many times that you would like to get on this pathway. You feel inclined towards it. In many ways, you have started to improve yourself. To really, I don't know what you're doing, but you're stepping into different roles and energies that suggest you feel a little more empowered every day, but you haven't reached your fullest potential. And when you keep looking around, looking for a reason why you're not completely satisfied or that your star is not completely fulfilled, you keep coming up against one particular block. And you're just like, that's the problem. So I don't know how much power you're giving a situation that says this is keeping me from being my highest form, but I'd have to give it up to reach my fullest potential, all my dreams, all my hopes, all my happiness. So what power are you giving that? Because it's quite a bit. You've already started to fulfill several steps in your own shoes to your highest good. But there's a lot more to complete, and you feel it. And you're saying there's a big something in the way. Let's talk about that. Let's get to it. Let's just get to it. Cut to the chase, man. Show me the moon. Show me the moon. Show me the moon, please. Show me the moon. Show me the moon. Show me that moon, please. Show me that moon. I know you tried to fold this in your life like it was part of the bigger plan or picture, and perhaps you really thought it was once upon a time, but you don't see it as helping so much as hindering now. Show me that moon, please. Six of Swords, the Lovers, Justice. You have a secret in you. It's a big one. It's only as much as a secret as you have given it power to be a secret. That's all. It's not like, oh, Libra. No, it's anything has as much power as you give it. It's a big one, but because you have said it's a big secret. Okay. Six of Swords, the Lovers, Justice. Under the moon, you said it was correct to leave a lover behind. A strong connection. You're not saying it wasn't. You felt it. You felt the strength of it. It spoke to you in many ways. You felt that you had to leave it behind. And that it was the right thing to do. That you were supposed to leave it behind. But it's still with you. Yes, it is. And that's fine. That's normal. The Lovers is one of those endless energy connections. You will always feel connected to it in some way, even if it's not right there in front of you. It's not like one of these connections you can lop off and like, glad I got rid of that. No, I don't think about that asshole anymore. That's that's not a Lover's connection. That's not a Six of Cups. It's always going to be with you in some way. Okay. It's meant to influence you. It's meant to shape us. It's meant to change us. It does many, many things. It has many, many functions, but most of them being, it's an opportunity to learn about ourselves and what it is we're willing to do to acquire change, to be our best selves, to either keep our lover or to, even if we can't keep them, to make the best of ourselves. Okay. Under your moon, you understand or understood, I can't quite tell how path-oriented it is, I just know it's still influencing you. Either you left a lover or a lover left you. Perhaps you both have Libra in your chart. regardless, it's still with you and it influences you, and it's made you think. It's made you think about many, many things. It's influenced you in many, many ways, and it's going to continue to do so. Why you kept it under the moon, that's up to you. But if you're in a commitment, it would stand to reason, or some kind of commitment where you felt that a lover's energy was not welcome or to be acknowledged, that kind of thing. So that would explain the size of it. Okay? But yes, it's still influencing you, and it's still serving a purpose in terms of lessons, and the kind of energy you can still feel from it to this day, or feel for it to this day. Let's see that sun, please, in the relevant past. Show me that sun, please, in the relevant past. Show me that sun, please. Show me that sun, please, for the relevant past. Death. Page of Pentacles, Eight of Wands. There was some form or representation. These two are playing off each other, so it was really a strongly divine connection. Okay. Sun and the moon. The lovers, oppositional energies, north, south, north. Okay. Death over the sun. Somebody communicated the ending of this. It was either you or them. You're both reflecting the ending and the processing of it, and how to this day you still both affect each other, even though you're not near each other. Okay. Let's make that clear. That's who I'm talking to. I'm not looking at a Libra who's kind of talking to that person. No, this is non-communication. There is no communication here. No winky faces, no drunk 3 a.m. texts. This is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking this is full-on non-communication with a very significant connection that we still feel and it still influences us, and we had to keep it a secret for one reason or another. Okay? And in the relevant past, for you and I believe them, the both of you, felt extreme happiness in each other's company when you had contact with it. You both lit up like Christmas. Christmas Day for, like a 10-year-old kid. It's Christmas morning. That's how you two lit up. When you talked, when you communicated, if you had a chance to hang out, I don't know. Bare minimum, it was communication. And there wasn't much. Page of Pentacles. There wasn't much 3D energy, real world. But it was cherished. Every note, every word, every text, every email, any opportunity for some 3D engagement, it was cherished by you both. Okay? I want to make that clear. I recognize it. The universe recognizes it. Your energies, both of your energies, whoever this lover is to you, you both recognize that. Until one day it stopped abruptly. Okay? It looks to me, given the non-explanation here, it doesn't matter. The rhyme or the reason behind the abrupt ending, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It stopped for reasons that it had to. You recognize it. They recognize it. Perhaps you both knew it was a matter of time. Shit, this would stress me out. That one's stressing me out, honey, because I feel it. I feel it. And so when the communication stopped, the activity stopped, it felt like the sun kind of got knocked out for the both of you. The world became a little darker, a little grayer, a little duller for the both of you. No more lighting up like Christmas, right? More Scorpio energy, just in case. It still influences you, which means by proxy it still influences them. They still think about what happened and what didn't, so do you. So far, it's a pretty fair exchange. The only thing that's different is the core. Okay? The core is all you. I don't quite know what that devil is, but I just know that in some way you feel like it prohibits you from moving further into your wish fulfillment. It's pretty intense. Okay? So let's get to it. Let's get back to it. All right, show me the Hierophant, please, and the exiting energy. Show me that Hierophant, please. Show me that Hierophant, please. Show me this Hierophant. Show me that Hierophant, please. Show me that Hierophant. Show me that Hierophant, please. I usually don't do drama titles, but I might do a drama title for you. It's like, you will never believe what I thought. I don't like doing that crap. I really don't. That's a dime a dozen crap. I don't do that. But in this case, that might actually be legit. The Hanged Man, the Four of Cups, the Emperor. That's interesting. Well, I'm doing what the Emperor and the Hierophant would do. Stubborn, the both of them. So of course you pulled the double whammy. Oh my goodness. It's so interesting. We've been sad. That kind of need to uphold something that we thought was so important is losing its grip. I don't know how to explain that. But it's something that we were so adamant about, so stubborn about, so strong-willed about. It doesn't feel like it's important anymore. Something that used to have so much control and rigidity surrounding it. One spirit, one sense of direction, one sense of permission. I will do this, I will not do this. Being strong about it, strong-willed. It seems like none of that shit's important now. That rigidity, the sense of rules, it didn't amount to a fucking thing. What was the point? Why was I so stiff? Why did I uphold this? Why did I uphold that? What was the point? I just ended up being miserable. The way that hits me so hard. Such strong masculine energy. Very strong. A Hanged Man, the Four Cups, and it's sadness. Right. And withholding myself and keeping myself rigid. I just made myself unhappy. I kind of see that now. And it's like I wouldn't soften up, bend the knee, give in, or have... I was too strong-willed. I was too uptight. I was too emotionless. I was too conservative. I was too this. I was too that. And I ended up getting hurt anyway. What was the fucking point? And the worst part is somebody saying I can't show it. Or they feel they can't show it. Somebody has a huge sense of I must control my sadness. I must control how I express myself. And even while they're not revealing much at all. They're still seeing the sadness of their emotions in a different way. Why are they so upset by this? That sense of disappointment and severe regret. It's like, what was the point of being so disciplined and structured? What was the point? What was the point? What was the point? I just got hurt anyway, and I didn't even get to enjoy myself or feel my feelings or express myself. It's all starting to edge away, like it doesn't matter. It's like, what was the point? What was the point of being so strong-willed? The good news is that we're looking at that. We're looking at the Four Cups. We're looking at it with the Hanged Man. Not in expressing it, but looking at it. Why does it hurt so much? Why do I feel so detached? And what was the point of all that strength and all that discipline? What was the point? Let's see that Four Swords. Are we switching? Okay. Show me that Four Swords, please. We need some healing. We need some rest. I agree. Show me that Four Swords, please. In that immediate future, it's like I don't know who that is. I don't know where it's coming from. It's kind of like, what was the point of being so uptight, conservative, restricted, formal? Why was I so formal? Why couldn't I just? I couldn't even allow myself the pleasure of the feelings or the moment, something like that. I don't. Trying to understand those feelings and where they come from. But quietly. It's kind of like it's nobody's business but mine. Kind of like that. Show me that Four of Swords. Show me that Four of Swords, please, in the immediate future. Yeah, I know. It hurts. I really don't know. I got such strong energy here. I'm trying to piece them together. I'm still trying to understand how your core fits in with this. The Four of Swords, Seven of Cups, the Ace of Wands, the Five of Cups. The literal translation is, I'm healing over the sadness of this missed fill in the blank. This missed opportunity in love. I'm hurt. This situation hurt. It burned so brightly until it didn't. I didn't know my feelings went that far, but they did. I didn't know their feelings went that far, but they did. And it had so much bright promise attached to it. I knew I was turned on by it. I know I was excited by it. That was easy. That was the easy part, but I could never really understand my feelings. I just know that even though I didn't understand my feelings or I couldn't say what they were, I just know I still hurt the same. Does that count? Does that count for anything? Yes. If you could be hurt, then that means you had feelings to hurt. Okay? Even if you couldn't name them. It's just love. Does it really need a name, honey? It's just love. You can't be hurt unless you had love. You know, love for yourself. Even if you didn't love the other person, if you still have love for yourself, you can still be hurt. And that's what we're healing. Four of Swords. We need to rest. Some of you will be going into rest soon. Okay? If you haven't already, you will be. There's a lot to process in here. I am more concerned with this idea of you have a bigger picture of you and how you want to fulfill it and how you feel like the devil, something's keeping you from your highest sense of fulfillment and purpose in this life. I'm actually more concerned with that, and I want to see how it plays out. The sun and the moon thing with the lovers. It's powerful. And it was in your life for a reason. And it's still technically in your life. You're still connected to it. You still feel it, they still feel you. Okay? So even though it cut abruptly, it's meant to teach you something. It's here for a reason, or it was here for a reason. There's so much here. There's just so much energy here. Your strengths, the Knights of Cups, wanting to open up, wanting to be emotionally expressive, wanting to express yourself to be heard, you know, to be seen in terms of feelings. You say it's a strength, or you'd like it to be. Show me that Knight of Cups, please. Show me that Knight of Cups. Show me that Knight of Cups. The Tower, Seven of Pentacles, the Three of Cups. You have a growing, to put it quite simply, you have a growing need in you to do something. It might come in as a bit of a surprise even to you, but it's actually not, though. It's been building in you for a while with the Seven of Pentacles. I don't want you to take this as an offense, and I don't know why people insist on getting so damn offended by the idea that I could be responsible for triggering a reconnection because I have unfinished business. So please don't take offense to it. But if you do, I can't help that. But that's what I'm saying here today. It's not a challenge. It's not showing weakness. Again, people confuse strength for weakness. It takes a fuck ton of strength to reconnect with somebody where you know shit went down. Where you know you have unresolved business with them. When you know you have unfinished business with them. When you know you have wounds that have not been healed. It takes guts. It takes balls. It takes big D energy and it takes big titty energy. However you want to put it, I don't give a shit. Okay. We here at Sassy Scorpion Tarot are equal opportunity gender roles and assignments. I don't give a fuck. It takes guts. So when people insist on confusing reconnecting with weakness, you shouldn't be watching tarot. You don't know what it's for. That comes from fear. People fear being rejected by doing what they need to do. They're so insecure, so fucking insecure with themselves and their accomplishments or their ability to heal that they can't fathom prompting reconnecting with somebody for the right reasons. You know, because that's how much unhealed shit they have. Pride and insecurity gets in the way. I would never do that. You don't need to be here. I'm talking to the big boys and big girls. I lose my absolute fucking patience. So if anybody pops off, I will never reconnect with them, they're garbage. I don't think I'm talking to you today, baby. Anyway, when I see, everyone's like, oh, if they come to me, that's fine, but I'm not going to do it. Again, even if they did come to you, you wouldn't be in a place to receive it. It's too immature. I mean, the times I've had to reconnect because I knew I was ready, because I needed to put myself out there, because I needed to make amends, because I needed to apologize, or because there's something I needed to do, it was because I was ready. I can't control how the other side receives it. All I can do is measure up to my side of my fucking expectations. That's it. How somebody else reacts is their business. What I needed to do was for me. Everything begins with the self. So if there's stuff that you need to do, it's because it comes from within you first. And someone either says yay or they say nay. Regardless, you have to do what's right for you. Okay? And what I'm seeing is a Libra who's like, there's things in me I need to say. And it's been building up and building up and building up with that Seven of Pentacles. And I think it kind of is going to burst forth in a way. And Libra, I'm saying I'm willing to take on that particular strength. It means opening up. Even if the reception doesn't go well, because you don't know. Of course you don't know. You don't know. All you can do is account for your own side. So if you are that one who is indeed so courageous and bold, because there's something in you that you need to settle for you. And if you're lucky, with them too, if they receive it. If not, good on you anyway, because you still have become an active participant in your own healing process, regardless of how the other side receives it. Okay? If we all went around basing all of our motivations on what someone else may or may not do, we would get nothing done. Never mind achieve our own success. That's it. Because I just don't want to hear it. I know I'm going to hear the bullshit comments. And I know they're going to be there. Like, they're a narcissist. And okay, I don't think I'm talking to you, honey. I think I qualified that really well. And if that's the case, why are you cross-watching? Or why are you looking? I don't think you should be watching tarot then. Sounds like you need to be doing some recovery. Okay. Yeah, no, it's a realistic possibility for reconnection. It's been building and building and building. It's a slow build in terms of that pressure to get back to this, but with the added component of the Knight of Cups. The Knights are responsible for delivering our energy outside of us. Okay. There is a part of your heart that would like to extend outwards. I'm not saying it's for romantic reasons. I'm not saying it's for falling in love purposes. I'm saying it's because love is already there and it wants to express itself, to be heard, and say this has been with me, and it might come in as a shock or surprise, even to how much it affects you. Okay. Nevertheless, what it looks like, I don't know, but you're willing to absorb that particular cost, which again is a strength. Okay, after that, I don't know. I don't know if it's received or not. I do know something in your immediate environment is changing, and that's what I really want to get back to. I want to see this core story again. What do you feel is keeping you from being you? The fullness of you. What's going on in there? The world. Something's changing in your immediate environment. I can't quite tell It's not in your immediate environment. It's influenced you. It has. And you suggest the possibility over here of bringing it back into your environment, but it's not the core of your environment. The core of your environment, something is changing. Show me that world, please. I'm so sorry. It's all over the place. I'm having a hard time pinning all this down. It is extremely diverse and it is not casual. It is not a casual influence or energy at all. It's with you all the time. And then you have your own stuff going on as an individual person as well. Right there. Show me that world, please. In your environment, what is being cycled? The world twice. I have a singular figure. I'm assuming it's you. I'm assuming it's you. Has made a decision, not once but twice, that something will not mend. What the hell is it? It's in your immediate environment. It is not this sun and moon lover situation. It's something in your immediate environment says something here will not mend. It will not fix. And you're making that decision as an individual. A Nine of Pentacles. Perhaps your decision is to become an individual, singular. But the world is here twice, with the Four of Swords. This is a subject that will not rest or be healed. It's a very powerful decision, but it also represents the double cycle. Two worlds are here. As one door closes, another opens. You amend that if one cannot be fixed, it should be closed off, and in so doing you open a new era that's quite intense. There is nothing casual about your energy today, honey. Good God. And of course I just recently gave up long videos, like 80-90 minutes. Oh my. What the hell? Oh my God. You are bringing massive amounts of change, and they're all good. It's changes that you need. I want you to be prepared. I want you to be ready. I want you to know what you're aiming for, because you keep saying there's a big blockage here. There's a big damn blockage that keeps you from being your highest self, your fullest self, from keeping you from achieving your desires and your hopes and your dreams. And you're like, if it weren't for that, I would be completely in line with myself. And that's the very thing I see you shifting in your environment. Radically. Not radically, but it's something that you have come to one reasonable conclusion. I cannot come to peace with it. It's not your sun and your moon, whoever that lover is. It's not that. It's something that's in your face every day. With you in 3D. And you keep saying it cannot be shifted. It cannot be fixed. I cannot find peace with it. I understand I have to close the door on it if I want to open the door to something else. Damn, Libra. 9 of Wands. You know, I was going to record shorts after yours, and now I don't know if I'm up for it. I don't know if I'm up for it. So hit that 9 of Wands, please. The fight. Do you have the energy to fight? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I want you to be prepared. Because that death is here. The world is here. It's not for play. This is not for casuals. I'll tell you that. Show me that 9 of Wands, please. Show me that 9 of Wands. Show me that 9 of Wands. You're processing many things at one time, honey. So many. And you are such a complicated Libra. You have so much in you, around you, influencing you. I feel like you're one of those people that you don't make change often, but when you do, it's big. Okay. Show me that 9 of Wands, please. Show me that 9 of Wands. Oh. The Moon, 6 of Wands, the King of Swords, approximately 3 cards that dropped were the 3 cards that were intended. addressing this head on is going to take a lot from you, King of Swords. You'll have to know what it is that you are doing, Six of Wands. And it's going to be bringing to the forefront all your fears. Fears of the unknown. How hard is this going to be? Can you do it? Can you make these changes? It's going to require you to get very confrontational with yourself about what you're ready to do, what you can do. Things that you have been putting away, not addressing for years. How you're exhausted, keeping secrets from yourself. It's going to require you to get more comfortable with your decision making, finding peace with that, finding peace with your particular truth, being ready to fight for it. Part of you is very desirous to do this. Part of you is very fearful to do so. It's going to take a lot of energy and a lot of determination to stay focused, to not lose sight of the goal. Show me death, please, as this outcome. Show me death, please, as this outcome. Show me death, please, as this outcome. Oh, yes, listen to your intuition, of course. Judgment, Queen of Wands, Five of Wands. We've made a decision to stop fighting. We have made that decision to stop fighting. It's your judgment call. It's part of your lesson. To stop fighting. There is energy here that consumes a great deal from you. And that's what's ending. This person who energy, I believe it is, that has always caused you a certain level of conflict and that you've oppressed it or suppressed it. Part of that being making who you are, fulfilling your own destiny. There's a Queen of Wands here, someone who possibly gets easily agitated, quick temper. There's a Five of Wands attached to them. Aggravated, fussy, frustrated, angry. Okay, quick to a fight, quick to an argument, quick to scold, quick to judge, quick to point fingers. That's all they're really giving me on this person. Okay. There is a judgment attached to this person that says it's no more. That person's particular influence in your life has come to an end, or it's going to. And it was likely always headed in this direction. Okay. I do believe that this is something that we've been resisting for years. That a part of you that was in the moon is resentful of this and bitter of this situation. And I see you making a singular decision on your own to cycle out something immediately in your environment that you say you cannot come to terms with, that you kept trying to force yourself to be at peace with it and you're not. And as that cycle is immediately apparent, so too is another one. One closes out, another opens. And I do believe it comes under the guise of that reconstructed effort with the sun and the moon. The one that influences us to this day, even though I don't think you two are talking, at least not right now. It influences you a great deal in terms of justice and what's right for you. There's lessons that you get from it all the time about being your own advocate, standing up in your best interest, knowing what it is that you want and how to reach your highest self. All these things are with you all the time, and it comes under this influence of your spiritual counterpart. And even though they're not with you, they're with you. They speak to you in ways that make you want to reach for more, to do more, to be more. I don't know what they will look like in the future to you. But it has helped you kind of come down or whittle this down to like one of the biggest decisions of your life. Even if we can't keep the lovers, but they're meant to teach us something or guide us in some way, to navigate us. And the influence of this, your sun or your moon, whichever they are to you, it looks like you interpret them as your moon, and they interpret you as a sun. And I know, I'm sorry, that's so confusing. So again, it's that yin-yang energy. The sun and moon is it's a divine counterbalance in tarot. You don't get to see it too often, never mind in north-south like that. So while you two might be divided, the spiritual guidance between you two is quite high. You influence each other. You influence them too in their own way. How that is, I don't know. I'm not reading them. I just see how that the influence in your life has said, do more, be more, achieve more. You are higher than this. You have dreams inside you that you must fulfill. You can do these things, but that requires you breaking away of that which binds you. You have to know that you're worth more. You have to know that you love yourself that much more. Instead of saying, I'm stuck with this situation, and then over here you realize, no, I'm not. I don't have to. I can't make peace with this, and I need to stop trying, because all it does is make me angry and frustrated. And my moon taught me that. My lover taught me that. Something like that. I don't quite know how to put it. The only thing I saw from them was communication, maybe. Maybe some 3D interaction. And it was right when it was right, until it lasted as long as it did. And so while you both acknowledge separating from each other's divinity, the influence is such is that it's made you want to dig deep and pull so much more from yourself, to desire so much more for yourself, to fulfill so much more in yourself. And just say this energy, this attitude that says just put up with it. Be strong, be brave, just put up with it. Put on a strong face, don't let anything ever, just don't ever show anything's getting to you. That's waning. It doesn't work for you. Being strong and upright doesn't necessarily mean that you're happy. Right? And I am sorry that the moon hurt as much as it did, but it also taught you a lot. And there is a very strong, real possibility that you will connect with them in some time, in some way. It's a growing feeling. And it will reach its peak when it's supposed to. Okay? But this over here is going to require a lot of your upfront knowledge, the best of your energy, and the strongest love you have for yourself to disentangle from this. You have to know that you want to do it and own it. Having a strong will doesn't mean shit if it doesn't serve you, right? Being stubborn and strong-willed doesn't mean shit if you're unhappy. All you're doing is reinforcing your unhappiness if you continue to live like that, right? It's kind of like, if I opened into this circle, I can close it too. I opened it of my own free will. That means I can close it of my own free will, because there's some things I do understand and it can't be fixed. That's the environment. And you're scared that it's going to take you to some frustrating places. But just know that when it's done, the fight will be over. The fight will be over. And We'll get you into that place where you can fulfill more of that sense of wish fulfillment and dreams and desires. You want so very much to step into more of who you are and stop taking away from you. It is your judgment. Just so too is this is your judgment. Damn. I know, Libra, what the back of your heart space is saying. Maybe then, maybe one day. Maybe you're right. It's kind of there. It's a wistful sigh. But you're also saying, I need to focus on me, and I agree. They did their part, however that level represented at the time. They gave you the energy you needed, the insight, and they will continue to do so. They're still supporting you even from a distance. So I know that your heart somewhere in there sighs for this person. Maybe one day. But for now, this is enough. In terms of reconnection, I could not say. I'm not doing time checks. I don't know. But when this is over, the fighting stops. I know that they're unhappy with whatever in your immediate environment is that's resisting exiting. You're not, so it's going to happen regardless, because it's correct for you. You are being met with a fair amount of resistance as you move out of this and cycle out of this, but you already knew that, and that's one of the reasons why you were afraid to pull the trigger on it to begin with. And that's why I think this moon, your person's intuitive. I don't know how I know that. Or perhaps it's you. But I feel like they taught you a couple tricks about intuition. Star pathway, good influence, strong influence. Anyway, you knew it was going to be a fight. That's why he was in challenge. You getting onto the pathway that is you. Your long-term sense of, I mean, honey, I know you wanted whatever this was to work so you wouldn't have to deal with the opposition of it should you break away from it, but that didn't happen. And I think you see now it's for the best. I think this process for many of you has just started. It will be tiresome. So you cannot lose sight of that goal. If you well and truly want to reach your higher good, and everything that is you're meant to fulfill, your lover and moon aside, this situation aside, just you. You will do what you need to do. You will disentangle from that which you need to disentangle. It will take time. But you being brave and stubborn and strong and numb only allowed this to stay and play longer. Full moon in Aquarius, be real. The real you wishes to emerge, excuse me. To be real with yourself. I think you knew the amount or level of work that was going to come, so it was just easier to let the devil have his way, put it off, and say it's an impossible thing. Full moon in Gemini, embrace the flow of life. I know, life can get chaotic. And the pieces don't always make sense when you're first given the puzzle. And you're like, who the cut these puzzle pieces? They make no fucking sense. And that's how I first felt with your reading. There's too many puzzle pieces, man, and ain't none of them fit. And that's one of the benefits of the Celtic cross. It's not always obvious. It really isn't. And it has different ways of making different points. You had lots of points today. Oh, yeah, no, your pieces do add up. It was just from a much further pulled back length when we're looking at something comprehensively. I think you're someone who deep down feels that they are worth so much more and capable of doing so much more. And that you have found yourself time and again in a situation where you have tried to help others, bring others up, but in the process never really discovered how much of your own potential you had. And I don't know why. Perhaps you had a fear of being alone. Perhaps you had a fear of saying, I couldn't do anything without other people around me. That was always wrong. You could always do it yourself. And there's something here about the influence of your moon lover person. I said you have so much in you, you don't even know. They did their job, even when you two parted ways. And trust me, you had their effect on you too. It works both ways. I don't know what they learned from you. And I have a reason to believe you two will connect again in some way. But this was like the one connection in your life that didn't try to chain you down, hold you down, or ask you to raise them up. They just wanted you to raise you up. And that means going to some really heavy, difficult places in order to achieve that, especially if you put you off. And you're always dependent on other people about how far you could raise yourself. Bullshit. I am sorry they're putting up such a fight. Thing is you're not. You're like Gandhi over here. I'm not fighting. I'm also not trying to fix this. Not anymore. I entered this as a singular individual, and I said I wanted this, and now I'm saying as a singular individual who's on my own 2 feet that it's time for it to be done. Okay, yeah, we did oracles. Wow, okay. This was quite the one, yeah? This was quite the one. Okay. Wow, okay. You will see them again, and when you do, it will be rejoicing. They would like to... Why do you associate them with music? No? No, that's not right. It's not music. I mean, it could be. Why do I want to say poetry? Why do you associate them with poetry? You said somebody's saying they made it seem so easy. How somebody expresses themselves, it seems it's so easy. No, honey, it wasn't that it was easy. It was for you. That's why it was easy. They knew how they wanted to talk to you. It's not that it was easy. It was just they knew what they wanted to say to you, I guess. No, but anyway, I see you two rejoicing once more. In glad tidings. That's enough. I hope this helped. I will see you in your Sunday shuffle. And for your next long message, which will be in approximately 2 weeks, put in the comments as you see fit. Take care. Be well.